Hey skiers, it's Bob with SkiEssentials.com. Welcome to our 2026 ski test. We've got a Kastle MX88 for you today. A really strong, smooth, powerful all-mountain ski. This ski returns unchanged from last year. It is a carryover model from when it was new in 2025. So same shape, construction profile, graphics, everything going forward to 2026. This ski is really kind of one of those flagship models from Kastle that really exhibits and exudes quality, precision, smoothness, power, yet it's also not overly demanding. That's one of the things that we found was a main difference from the older MX88 and even 89. Those skis were really kind of rugged and harsh. This one kind of softens it a little bit, especially in the shovel. It certainly remains totally business-like through the middle and into the tail, but there's no denying that the shovel is a little bit more accessible than the Kastle MX88 or 89 skis of a couple years ago. And it really just kind of exemplifies strong edge grip, really cohesive character, and just an awesomely precise ski. It is built with their Infinicore technology, Infinicore All Mountain, consisting of poplar and beech in the wood. They use really thin stringers to create a specific flex and character of the ski, and then they use 2 sheets of metal as well. We get their Hollowtech 3.0 here. There's a little bit of a ridge kind of right under the hollowed out black section there, and that's kind of where the wood and metal end. So that's keeping those heavier materials out of the very end of the ski. That's lightening the swing weight, and it's also making this a little bit more flexible, just really at the very end. Once you get into the middle of the ski and through the tail, then we start to see quite a bit more stiffness pop up and really carry the load or the burden of the ski through, firm snow, chop, anything like that. But that lighter tip makes it easier for swing weight as well as helps reduce vibrations. Very smooth, powerful ski overall. This is the 167 on the scale here at 1,800 grams. So, kind of a relatively shorter length, the 167, and we're, over 1,800 grams. So there is some heft and some sturdy feel to this as well. Solid aluminum insert in that tail, and that's really bringing a lot of that, like just a solid funky feel to the ski, especially on firmer snow. Shape-wise, we're at 88 underfoot. That's kind of par for the course with solid and strong all-mountain skis, especially for places like where we're at here in Stowe, Vermont. I think if you ski in a place that has kind of a lot of snow, then this might be on the narrow side. And conversely, if you're in a place that's just kind of rock solid all the time, might be on the wide side. But for where we are, where we kind of get a lot of little snowfalls, we also get changing and variable conditions throughout the day. Having this shape is really useful. Not a ton of camber underfoot. It's a little bit flatter overall of a profile. Most of the energy and power is built into the ski through the construction as opposed to having to place it into the camber of the ski. And then not a lot of rocker in the tips and tails. Kastle is certainly known for being more precise in their ski construction. So outside of Paragon and ZX lines, we don't see a whole lot of drama in the rocker profile or the taper shape. This ski certainly just flares out till the very end. No taper in the ski and very minimal rocker. In the tail, we just see a tiny little bit of splay at the back here, but it's really not a whole lot. Same with just a tad of an angle for taper there, but it's got to fight against that strong aluminum insert at the tail, so it's not giving up a whole lot in terms of that type of power and performance. 15.5 meter turn radius here. It can be opened up. We've certainly seen and had some good times skiing this thing pretty fast. If you are more interested in speed, it is beneficial to go a little bit longer, we've found. it still really turns quite well in longer lengths. But if you wanted to go faster and you ended up in a slightly shorter length, that's where you feel that increased flexion of the shovel here. We do have some tester feedback. Tester Luke Miller notes that it feels great. Nice to see an 88 underfoot frontside ski that looks like a frontside ski. Yeah, a lot of these 88s don't, they're much more rounded and more born from wider skis, and they just kind of package it in a narrower platform, whereas this is more looks like a frontside ski. Sorry to interrupt Luke's feedback here. He says, feels like a lot of brands are trying to present or pretend their similar ski is more versatile. It's very similar to Anomaly, Mantra, and Forcer, but leans into being a frontside ski. Yeah, I think the tail has a lot to do with that in terms of it providing a lot of kick and power in the backside of the turn for sure. But yeah, I think there's not much of an intermediate component here. I think that advanced and expert level skiers are certainly going to get the most out of this MX88, and if you have some type of formal racing background, so much the better. You're just going to be able to hook into the totality of the Kastle MX experience, and then get that nice wide body platform for increased power, as well as a little bit of boost of versatility should you ever need it. But that's it. It's Kastle MX88. Please check this thing out here at SkiEssentials.com, and we will see you out there on the hill. Bye.